Well, howdy there, folks. Pull up a stool, tip your hat, and order a sarsaparilla, 'cause we're riding back to the rowdiest days of the Wild West. Back when arguments were solved quicker than a coyote sniffing bacon grease, and usually with a revolver smoking in somebody's hand. Today, partner, we're riding back to the 1890s, the era of saloon brawls, train robberies, and more shootouts than a spaghetti western film festival. We're counting down the 5 deadliest irons of the 1890s. And these are the kind of steel that makes lawmen into legends, outlaws into famous men, and undertakers into rich men. Saddle up. Now let me tell you about this beauty with a strong bite. The Merwin Hulbert Pocket Army might as well be known as the magician of the Wild West. She was more than a simple iron, 'cause she was part magic trick, part revolver, and all business. It came with a unique loading system where you twist the barrel and pull it forward, and just like that, the spent shells come off. The loaded ones stay put. This nickel-plated beauty came chambered in .44 with a silky action that made gunslingers and gamblers look good doing bad things. Others just loved how it sparkled in the moonlight before a duel. She really made outlaws want to go meet their maker from a Merwin, 'cause it's only good manners. Now this here is a 6-shooter that didn't always get the fame, but it earned every bit of respect. And it is the Remington Model 1875. Some liken it as the Colt's rougher, quieter cousin. You know, kind of like that quiet fella sitting in the back of the saloon. He don't talk much, but when he does, everybody shuts up. Chambered in .44-40, she was Remington's answer to the Peacemaker, but didn't get as much fame as the Peacemaker. However, she had steel in her bones and a whole lot of bite. With a full-length barrel and a solid frame, she packed a punch without a fancy reputation. Some even swore it had better balance in the hand, although arguing that a saloon table often ended in a live fire demonstration. While lawmen mostly stuck with the Colt, the Remington found a home with bounty hunters, ranchers, and anybody who wanted that Colt performance without the Colt price tag. It didn't always make the headlines, but plenty of men found out the hard way that being forgotten didn't mean being harmless. Oh yeah, the old Colt single-action army, nicknamed the Peacemaker. Now that's mighty ironic, 'cause it only brought peace by sending folks a tad early to St. Peter. Introduced in 1873, but still king of the street duels in the 1890s, this .45 caliber hogleg had a reputation, fast, reliable, and built like a mule that didn't take no nonsense. With its 7.5-inch barrel and a voice louder than a church bell at dawn, the Peacemaker decided a lot of disagreements. It was strong enough to knock a rattlesnake into next week. Fast, reliable, and meaner than a rattler in a coffee pot, it was the natural choice of lawmen and just about anyone who liked to quickly dissolve their disagreements. Next up, the Smith Wesson Model 3, or the Schofield. She had a top break design, which meant you could snap it open, dump all 6 shells on the table, and reload in a blink. This top break revolver, chambered in .45 Schofield, was fast to reload and quicker to end arguments. U.S. cavalry officers loved it, and so did the James you-know-who brothers. She's perfect for the feller who missed the first 6 shots, and judging by saloon records, could be most of them. Legends say the James boys rode with this revolver, a gentleman's gun, 'cause that gentleman often had a price on his head. Now here's one you don't see in every cowboy flick. It's the Nagant M1895, straight out of Russia. It found its way to the Midwest and landed with mercenaries and adventurers, those who didn't mind Ford metal and who did mind foreign steel. And it rightfully did the job. It had a secret trick, thought to be dirtier than a card sharp in Dodge City. Now, the Nagant was unique. It had a gas seal system that pushed the cylinder forward, closing the gap and giving it more punch. It was also one of the only revolvers that could be suppressed at that time. It was a sneaky revolver that worked best if you wanted to settle a score without walking the whole town. This was your Huckleberry. There were two versions of this beauty, a double-action version for officers and a cheaper single-action version for the lower ranks. It wasn't exactly what you'd find rattling around in a cowboy's saddlebag, but it did have its perks. So, there you have it, folks, the 5 deadliest irons of the 1890s. From the flashy Merwin Hulbert to the sneaky Nagant, each of them with their own story. And many stories ending with somebody hitting the dirt. 'Cause out there, your sidearm was more than just protection. It was your personality. It was your pride. And your sidearm was your passport to survival. Always remember, if you ever find yourself back in time, don't bring a knife to a revolver fight. Bring a Colt. Or, better yet, just stay in the saloon and play cards. Well, thanks for riding with us, partners. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us which iron you'd pack if you were strutting down Main Street in 1895. Till next time, ride safe, shoot straight, and whatever you do, please don't chew no cocaine gum.